Our next speaker is MAANYA Sethi. She is a passionate dancer, a skilled taekwondo player, and a talented public speaker, with an impressive collection of accolades in each area. But when she's not mastering dance routines, perfecting taekwondo kicks, or captivating an audience, you'll find her indulging in culinary adventures, discovering the city's hidden gems, or people watching with a steaming cup of chai in hand. These little escapes fuel her curiosity and creativity, inspiring her to explore the deeper layers of the world around us. Her journey began with her father's words of wisdom, which sparked curiosity about the evolving change in marriage. In her talk, Women Riding the Winds of Change, she delves into the shifting perspectives on marriage, particularly among modern women. With a touch of humor, personal anecdotes, and a bit of history, she explores how marriage, once considered the goal for women, has taken a backseat to careers, financial independence, and personal growth. Today, more women are choosing to live life on their own terms, whether that includes waltzing down the aisle or not.
Manya, please don't marry anyone. And if you do, don't do it too early. My dad said these words to me on a random evening, completely out of the blue. I mean, come on, I'm just a teenager. The biggest commitment that I've ever made is to decide whether I need to actually finish a Netflix show or not. But here he was, offering me unsolicited marriage advice, assuming I was about to run off with my high school crush. A very good evening to one and all present here. I am Miss Maanya. Now don't get me wrong, that does not make me a miss in the society, but simply just Miss Maanya Sethi. My dad, who comes from a generation where marriage has been the rite of passage, was telling me to slow down, think it through, and maybe, just maybe, avoid a lifetime of bad jokes about the ball and chain. Well, that got me thinking, why is it that so many young women like myself are being encouraged to delay or even skip marriage altogether? What's changed? Back in the day, marriage wasn't just about love. It was about survival for women. For men, on the other hand, it was about finding someone to take care of your house, finding someone to take care of his parents, finding someone to give him children. Well, boys, not girls. And this is exactly what today's financially independent, confident, educated young women are refusing to do. They don't want to be just homemakers. They don't want to be just caretakers. They don't want to just bear children that will carry their husband's name forward. Back in the old days, women didn't say I do because they found their soulmate. They said I do because they found their meal ticket. And marriage became like a medieval version of LinkedIn, where you had to secure those connections for economic status, social status, and of course, to avoid being called that weird unmarried lady with too many cats. Family pressure was the icing on the wedding cake. If you hit 25 and you were still unmarried, your relatives started treating you as a carton of milk that was about to get expired. Yes. Imagine this, your great-grandmom didn't only sign up for a wedding, she was pre-signed up with her parents. And some of her friends were even married off the day they started menstruating, at the tender age of 10. Just 10. And once you finally won the lottery of getting a perfect match, the jackpot was a lifetime of churning butter and raising 10 kids. But something revolutionary happened. Women realized that they had brains. And not just to decide on what day to do the laundry, women were reading, writing, accounting, piloting, and bear with me, this might come off as a surprise, but they were entering the workforce. Crazy, I know. Who knew? Who knew that a woman could manage her own career, build her life, and do it all without a ring on her finger, a Mangalsutra on her neck, or chura on her wrist? This just isn't a trend. It's a tidal wave of change. Women are redefining what it means to live a fulfilling life. And guess what? It doesn't always involve a trip down the aisle. The realization that marriage is an option and not an obligation is liberating, and it's changing the whole wide world. Recent data shows a clear trend of women opting out of marriage or even delaying it. For example, in the United States, the median age of first marriages has risen significantly, with women now marrying at 29 years old compared to just 20 years old in the 1950s. Now, fulfillment comes in a variety of forms, be it traveling the world, spending time with your friends and family, pursuing a career, or even being happily married. But it's all about finding purpose in my actions, finding passion in my work, and finding happiness in my life. Allow me to introduce you to my bua. Here she is in Uzbekistan, here in Georgia, and here in Indonesia. The list keeps going on and on and on. But travel isn't her only accomplishment. She's built a remarkable career as the CEO of India's first unicorn startup led by a woman to achieve a successful IPO. And then she retired early to travel the world. Oh, wait, one last significant detail. She's remained unmarried through it all, by choice, embracing a life of freedom and adventure. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against marriage. Marriage is beautiful. But all I'm saying is, when women are refusing to get married, they're talking about a broader refusal to accept that there's only one way to a fulfilling life. According to recent studies, a woman's chance of marrying decreased by 40% with an increase of 16 IQ points over 100. Whereas for men, their chances increased by 35% with every increase of 16 IQ points over 100. Why? Let's think about it. With higher IQ comes higher education levels, career ambitions, independence. And the thought of trading all that for the security of marriage doesn't sound as appealing. And as a matter of fact, who says marriages are secure anyways? When you've got a brain that can juggle complex equations, build rockets, the idea of committing to lifelong duty as in-house unpaid urban clap doesn't sound as enticing, does it? Oprah Winfrey is the quintessential example of a woman that embodies the mindset and values of the generation. When asked in an interview why she decided to remain engaged rather than marry, she said, "Whoa, I'm talking to a lot of messed up people. And they're only messed up because they had mothers and fathers who didn't realize how serious this job is." Oprah's candid reflection highlights one key aspect of modern womanhood. It's that traditional expectations and values do not fit every individual's path. She went on and said that she finds her fulfillment through the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa, and she doesn't regret her decision at all. Her life is a testament to the fact that women nowadays are not just checking off society's to-do list, they're rewriting their own lists. So, to all the single, ambitious women out there, the next time some overtly curious agony aunt corners you with the question, when are you getting married? Just say, oh, don't worry, I'm committed. Committed to living my life the way I want to. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss SETHI.